I'm Colleen Cook. This Florida Orchestra Discovery Series concert features the final compositions of two brilliant composers. Both of them battled tragic life circumstances, but they still managed to leave behind musical masterpieces for us to enjoy. When he was only 31, Franz Schubert died a tragic and untimely death from illness before he ever heard a single note of his symphonies performed in public. But more than a decade later, in 1838, composer and music critic Robert Schumann visited Schubert's grave in Vienna, and then he made a call on Schubert's brother, Ferdinand. You see, there were rumors that Ferdinand had a closet full of his dead brother's manuscripts, and Robert Schumann wanted to see for himself. Well, looking through a pile of dusty old music scores, Schumann was stunned at what he found: a huge unperformed score of Schubert's last great symphony in C major. He quickly sent it to his friend Felix Mendelssohn, and a year later, Mendelssohn conducted the first public performance of Schubert's Great Symphony No. 9, and that launched it on a path to worldwide recognition. Schubert's greatest symphony headlines this Florida Orchestra program, and it's along with another work that debuted almost a century later. This one came from 20th century Soviet composer Sergei Prokofiev. Unlike Schubert, Prokofiev lived to hear many of his compositions played in public, but sometimes those performances came at a great price. After spending time in Europe and America during the Russian Revolution, Prokofiev went back to his native land only to find himself trapped inside a brutal, authoritarian Soviet regime. All Prokofiev ever really wanted was just to write his music and have it performed. But the Soviet government denounced his works as perverted. Many of them were banned, and Prokofiev found himself living under constant threat of arrest. Well, toward the end of his life, the composer began work on what started out to be his first cello concerto. The piece was criticized when first performed, and Prokofiev lost interest in it. But you know, a decade later, a young cellist named Mstislav Rostropovich performed it publicly, and with that cellist's help, Prokofiev completely reworked this music into the great Sinfonia Concertante for cello. Sergei Prokofiev lived long enough to hear Rostropovich premiere it in 1952. But like Franz Schubert, he died before it gained the worldwide attention that it really deserved. The high point of his last creative years, Prokofiev's Sinfonia Concertante, is a perfect conclusion to a great evening of live music with your Florida Orchestra. Don't miss this vacation for your ears and your mind, coming up the weekend of December 7th, 8th, and 9th in Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Clearwater. Find out more at floridaorchestra.org.